Hello, guys. This recording is about one of the quizzes that I got lots of questions. Okay. So here's the first question of this quiz. It says, well, of course, it's in different order. So the quiz you took might be in different order because they're shuffled. Assuming that all angles are measured from the standard position and alpha terminates on line OA. Okay, so this is the terminal. And we have a point 4,3. And the beta is, is a terminal, for beta. Okay, OB is a terminal for beta. Okay, so the angle could be measured clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, go around a few times. But anyway, it's a terminal. So for each terminal, there can be many, many different angles. But only the terminal decides the tangent, the trig function values, the ratios. So point C is -4, -3. And the theta terminates on OC. So their theta angle terminate on OC. And this symbol is called sigma. Sigma terminates on OD. So we have a point on the terminal, which is a 4, -3. Okay, a circle is drawn because we will need the radius. We will need the radius. So for this question, basically, very quickly, we are applying what's being examined on you is the ARD. Okay, it's ARD. Okay, ARD. So what is A? These examples actually were covered by my lecture introduction, and it's a continuation. Okay. Exactly the same example. So A means it's angle measurement. Okay, if it's a positive angle, it's measured counterclockwise. Okay, so counterclockwise measured. If it's a negative angle, if it is a negative angle, it is measured clockwise. Okay, so we understand that. So this is the A. And what is R? R is reference angle. Okay, reference angle is the positive, right? What is reference angle? Reference angle is the positive acute angle between the terminal and x-axis. Okay, between terminal and x-axis, that's reference angle. And D is for definition. D is for definition. What is definition? For definition to carry it out, we pick a point, right? Any point, x comma y, okay? On the terminal side, on the terminal side of the angle other than the origin, right? Once we have this, all of these, we will have definition for sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, cosecant, secant. All right. So sine of the angle, right? So for example, our angle will be typically alpha, beta, theta, sigma in our question, in this set of quiz and in the questions, right? Sine would be, whatever angle, okay? Any angle is defined as this point is on the terminal of that angle A, which is going to be y over R. Okay, and once the point is given, R can be found. R can be found. What is R? R is square root of x squared plus y squared. Okay, and once we have R, and sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent will be defined. So I'm gonna make a box, make a little table, so that way we can move around easily. Okay, so let's see. We just have 6 functions. We just have 6 functions, right? So sine is here. You probably tell me, hey, I know all of that. If you know all of this, then maybe you haven't applied it, right? That's maybe why you found it difficult. You find this question difficult because this question is just use definition straight. There's really not much hustle. Okay, so cosecant A equals to R over Y. Everybody should know this definition, right? If you don't know this definition, then I would wonder, where have you been? Have you really listened to the lecture? Okay, in my opinion, those of you who have hard time with this one, you probably didn't watch much of the lecture. Okay, it's a direct application of the definition. Okay, we have angle measurement. You know, we know that reference angle, so we just apply definition straight. For example, alpha, right? For alpha, for terminal OA, right? So what is that alpha? Okay, you know, forget about this particular one, right? So I'm gonna break the order. Okay, I'm gonna break the order, right? You can see they're all in different orders. Okay, they're all in different orders, right? All of these questions. Now it's open for you, right? It's open for you. You have sine alpha, it's asking for sine alpha, beta, and all of these, right? They're asking you in all these different ways, right? Okay, so first of all, what is the R? What is the R for all of them? Right, so here's sine alpha, right? What is R? The R are the same because you just, so first of all, whether you say for each different point, right? For point A, right? The R is going to be square root of x squared plus y squared, right? If we look at this point, it's going to be 4 squared plus 3 squared. Okay, that's going to be equals to 5. If you look at point B, right? And what is that R? That R is going to be, you know, still square root of x squared plus y squared. So this is going to be negative 4 squared and plus 3 squared. Okay, it's still going to be 5. For that point C, right? R is going to be still the same thing. Okay, negative 3, negative 4. So negative 3. I'm sorry, negative 4 and negative 3. Right? It's still going to be 5. Because negative 4 squared is 16. Negative 3 squared is also 16. So the last point, if that point is on D, so the R are going to be 5 for all of them, right? In the definition in the R are going to be the same. Okay, so the last one, you can have 4 squared, and this is negative 3 squared, right? So when we apply that in each case, you're going to get the same R. You're going to get the same R, right? So now let's look at alpha, sine alpha. What do we get for sine alpha? Sine alpha. So here is going to be alpha, right? So this is going to be alpha. alpha, right? Alpha. Okay, this covers 6 questions, right? This covers 6 questions on the quiz. Yes, this covers 6 questions on the quiz. Alpha is there's a point on the terminal for alpha. And therefore, we just follow definition. In this case, for alpha, right? For alpha, right? The point chosen on the terminal is 4, 3. Therefore, x is 4, y is 3. And of course, we know r is 5. So you just plug in numbers. So sine alpha is going to be 3 over 5. Cosine alpha is 4 over 5. Tangent alpha is y over, right? Y is 3, x is 4. Cosecant r is 5, y is 3. Secant alpha, this is 5, and this is what? This is 4. When you enter the answers, right? So now this is 4, and this is 3. So when you enter your values, you just enter 3/5. That's how you enter each one of them as a fraction. If there's a negative sign, you put a negative sign in front of it. Okay. Now let's look at for beta. Beta angle, right? Beta angle terminates on OB, right? So for beta, right, that's how you read it. At least that's how I learned how to read it, right? The terminal, there's a point on the terminal, and this point is not on the origin. So on the terminal side of the angle, and the x is what? Is -4. And y is +3, right? So we're gonna do this whole thing all over again for different x and y. Well, y actually are the same, right? R is 5. So R is 5 for all of them, right? So, and these of course are beta. Okay, so these are beta. So I'm gonna substitute A by beta. You see how that definition is used? We are using definition. Guys. And these examples were covered, exactly the same example for all 4 quadrants were done in the lectures. Okay, so y is 3 and r is 5. Okay, and cosine beta x is -4 and this is 5. How do we enter this number? Right, -4. This is -4. So you probably don't see the negative sign. Do you see that negative sign? Wait a second. Do I see that negative sign? No. So I need to make the fonts just a little bit larger. 175%. Okay, so this is -4. So when you enter the answer, you write -4 over 5. That's what you do. Precise value, because we want you to enter precise value. Tangent beta is y over x. So it's 3 over -4. So 3 over -4. Okay, just put the negative sign in the front. Same number. Okay, so when you enter this, right? When you enter these, you're going to enter this as -3 over 4. Okay, do that. And the cosecant is r over y, which is r. R is 5. Y is 3. Just enter 5 over 3. Okay, don't give me the decimal number because you're not going to get the point. Okay, we want exact value. So here we have 5. This one is a 5 over what? -4. Right? X is -4. Therefore, this is equals to -5 over 4. If the precise number in decimal numbers is precise, you could enter the decimal numbers, right? For example, this one, if you enter negative 1.25, it will work, okay? And the next one is x is negative 4 and y is 3. And then you can put a negative sign in front of it. So when you enter, so 4 over 3. 4 over 3, okay? In this case, dividing by 3, you just have to enter this way, okay? Decimal number is going to be an approximation, and we don't want that, right? So how many questions being answered? 1, 2, 3, there's 6 of them, 12 of them, 12 of them, okay? We're just applying definition, okay? We're just applying definition. So let's see for theta. What happened for theta? For theta, right? Theta. The terminal of theta is negative, it's OC, and a point on theta is chosen is negative 4, negative 3, right? So x is negative 4, y is negative 3. So all we have to do is just apply this table. Oops. Wait, I need to share that. Okay, I'm going to copy that table. Okay. So work for theta. So this time is going to be theta. Okay, this time going to be theta. And you just plug in those numbers. Just plug in those numbers. So when people ask me all these questions, and I'm really alarmed because I think a lot of you probably didn't have the patience to watch the lecture. And that is alarming because we have more contents coming, and they're going to be, they're getting more and more challenging because if you don't watch the lecture, you're going to have accumulated large set of recorded lectures that you don't have time to watch because you might be overwhelmed, okay? And I certainly don't want that to happen to you. Okay, so for theta, now it's y is negative 3, right? And r is 5, right? So when you enter, it's just negative 3 over 5. Cosine is going to be negative 4 over 5, right? So when you enter, it's going to be negative 4 over 5. In this case, in these two cases, a decimal number will work, right? Negative 0.6, negative 0.8, that will be fine. Y is negative 3, y is negative 3, x is negative 4, negative divided by negative is positive, so this is just 3/4. Okay, this is just 3/4. Okay, so let me just make more space here. Apparently, I think I can, right? I think we can. There. Would you let me? There, it does. Okay, so now we have enough space, right? On r over y, which is r over y is negative 3. So this one you put a negative 5 over 3. Okay, this one has to be a fraction as the answer, as a precise answer. And r is 5, x is negative 4. For those of you who are watching this recording up to this point, it's very good that you're watching this, but just in case you have not been watching the recordings regularly, you are going to miss out. So please make time to watch them. Next week, the lectures is going to be even more intense. Okay, it's going to be even more intense. So x is negative 4. And this last one, y is -3. Okay, so -3, a negative over negative is positive, right? So 4/3. So this one, say denominator is 3, you only have one answer. If it can be divided evenly, where it has a terminating decimals, then the terminating decimals can be an acceptable answer. The last one would be this sigma. Okay, so for sigma, I think by this time you probably say, oh, I got it. We are on this most important concept in this course, which is definition, which is ARD. So it shouldn't surprise you that I'm quizzing you on that. And in particular, and this is a general case without special angles involved, guess what? You should not be surprised that this kind of question may show up on midterm and final. Okay, because we do want you to get the definition. Okay, so for sigma, x is 4, y is -3. In my lecture, actually, I cover much more than this. In this quiz, we just follow the formula, plugging numbers. In the actual lecture, there's more contents than what we covered here, because in the lecture, we talk about the signs, the signs of trig functions in different quadrants and why. And there's a very, I did a very thorough summary. And I really, even if you watch this, you still go back to watch the lecture, because there's much more in the lecture. And even you can even see the even odd feature of the functions. Okay, even though these are not special angles, you can still see the even odd features of these functions. There's so much can be observed. It is not about just to get the right answer. It's about understanding the material. If you understand the material, eventually you're going to walk away with just ARD and you will be invincible. You can solve any question. Okay, that's the goal. Okay, I'm not teaching you to be able to solve 10,000 questions, because you don't need to do 10,000 questions to understand the material well. So I cannot say enough the importance for you to watch the lectures, because if you don't watch it, there's really not too much I can do to help you. And you may just as well take someone else's class. Okay. All right, so this is the last one. I think you already got it by this time, but I still want you to understand that you need to make sure. Okay, you need to make sure you actually watch all the lectures in the past and in the future. Okay, so now it's going to be sigma. So sigma is the angle, right? This is the angle. And we know the terminal, right? How many possible angles sigma could be? As many as you wish. Okay, it could be measured any way, right? So y over r, so this y is -3 and r is 5. Okay, so you can put the negative sign in front. Okay, you know how to enter already, right? So I'm not gonna spend more time on that. So 4/5, y is -3, and over here is a 4. So you can put a negative sign in the front of it. Okay, it's more or less like this is arithmetic. Okay, once you understand the definition, this is arithmetic. Okay, you can put a negative sign in front of it. And this is a 5, and this is x is 4, right? And last but not least, x is 4, y is -3. And if I made any mistake, please forgive me. You can just correct it, right? It's probably just didn't plug in the number correctly. So that covers how many questions? 6 times 4, 24 questions. 24 questions. Okay, 24 questions about these. If you go back to watch my lecture, I've done them all. Okay, so regardless you get this quiz, however the score, and I hope this is a lesson learned that you do need to watch the recorded lecture with much attention, okay, and focus on each step. I might have repeated certain part many times for good reason, okay. I would say that did I lecture in too much details, right, or not enough details? I would like to have, I would like to hear from you. If I've gone too much in details, because I think I might have gone into too much details, that could get you bored. And let me know. But I could have, it's possible that I didn't cover enough details. So that's where you should ask questions, but ignoring those lectures is not going to help you, okay? Because all the quizzes and exams are going to be based on lectures and homework. Okay, so without further ado, I think I'm going to end this lecture and end this lesson, and I'll see you next time.